Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Inks and I'm from IGS Electronics, and today we are going to be checking out Siemens AM2 RTD module. That pretty much stands for short, PT100 temperature module. That's what I would call it. That's the module we're going to be working on today. So as I said already, it does pretty much takes the PT100 or PT1000 thermocouples and converts them into digital signal that you are able to do whatever you please in your program, so which pretty much resembles the actual temperature itself. Today that's what we're going to check it out. So first we're going to do is check out all the wiring and how the wiring works, the module itself, and then we jump on the laptop and create our very own small temperature control program, so we'll be able to pretty much control temperature like a standard temperature controller. So yeah, so if you missed the last couple of videos with you guys, we already done quite a few, no, when I say quite a few, it's actually 3 of them. 3 videos already about logo, so I'm not going to be going back into stages how we do this and this and this. So basically do check out the description below where you can more or less or actually this because the videos are coming, so many of them, they are all now a part of the one playlist, so do check out the playlist for all the videos we've done already. So without further ado, let's get started. Here we are, so probe is wired in, so as usual let's go through the wiring. If you have not seen the last videos, you can see from this point here, this is the point where I have my main 24 volt DC coming in, and from there on, as soon as you put DC in here, these two become live as well. So from there on, Siemens will give us a noise lead, thank you very much, additional points, so you can spare off all across to all your additional modules if you wish to. So also you can use 12 volt for this one, but this one in here, as you can see, it says specifically 24, but that's different subject. So, and after that you have these points in here where you have 2 temperature probes in here. My temperature, it looks very basic PT100 temperature probe. From there on you have a UI1 minus UI1 plus. So plus, usually in many cases the plus cable usually comes in a different color, and in many cases it's red. Depending on what kind of probes you're using, different probes would come sometimes with different colors. So, but usually my one is quite clearly marked. That's the plus one. And from there on, there's 2 minuses in here. Sometimes for me, for my probe, it doesn't matter where those 2 goes, but it could be for you that does matter. So do check out, and they usually should be clearly marked to see where they go. For me, in general, does not require. It doesn't matter where this goes, as long as this blue ends up in those 2 points, U1 minus and IC1. So from there on, that's pretty much ready to go. On these 2 points in here, sometimes temperature probes requires a shield earthing. So this is the point you would put your shield earthing into if you need to do that. So from there on, if you want to see the value already was being read out. So if you go into the monitoring window, as you can see, AI, a third one, so you can see that that's the first, that's the second, and that will be the third, and already knows which sequence is it going, because it takes into the sequence. So as you can see, at the moment my value stands at 293, but in the software it will convert that to match the actual temperature value, which I'm going to show you in a minute how that is read out. So we're going to use the Logo TDE screen and this screen to interact with what we are about to create. So let's jump onto a laptop and create a sample program. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is the actual program what you are seeing inside the controller, except that I just was playing around, and well, we're gonna get rid of that in a minute. So this is pretty much what it is in there. So for us, if you want to read the analog signal, we are actually gonna put one on the screen, and then we double click on it and select which analog signal it was. In our case, it's 3. There's one thing I definitely want to point out, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to this and really want to learn and understand these how things are working, the best way, at least in my opinion, to learn is to actually have the actual hardware, so we can actually test it live and get the feel for it. And you will, in my opinion, you will learn so much. I mean simulation is great, but does not, in my opinion, again, does not give you this real feel, this real touch of understanding. how things work. So as you can see, a simple example, if I click in simulation, at the moment it's showing me some minus 100, minus 500 and 0. It doesn't really give me actual values to work with, and it doesn't really help me out in here whatsoever. So what we're going to do in here, so we're gonna, because we made the changes to the program, we need to load that into our controller in here. So we pump that in a controller. Oh, I didn't select the address. Ooh, come on. Yes. No. Here we go. So let's do it again. Select the address and go. So if you don't see your address in there, there's a little refresh button. Click on it and you'll find your address for you. So here we go. Let's pump this in. So yes, let's put it in thing. As you can see, it's still, because we pumped it, we still don't know what values he's reading. So what we need to do, we quickly jump onto the actual monitoring. I call it the monitoring down there, and it'll update the values and give you a bit more better understanding what you're working with. So I can give you a better explanation. So once we've done that, so as you can see now, we click on the simulation, and that's pretty much that's exactly what is just read out of the controller. So 289, remember that was there, but because he knows his RTD module, he converts it to a actual temperature, which works out as a 215, which in my workshop in here is roughly about 21.5 degrees. So that's excellent. That part is done. So let's go off the simulation, and from there on, yeah, you have all these options in here to work with. I mean, special functions, these guys in here, there's all sorts of things you can do, and they always, if you click on one of these, and if you put on there, they all come out like a B002 and blah blah blah, and carry on. So we're not going to do that. So we're going to get to that, why that is important as well. So you get all these special functions to work with. So what we're going to use in there, we're going to use analog threshold in there. The reason analog threshold, which we double click on it, as you can see, now the first thing you're going to go, you name it in here, which we did, and then make sure you select what values you're working with. So you say PT100, because that's what we're doing in here. And in here, as you can see, you can set your thresholds in there, and there's all the other parameters more or less are locked in for the basic application. So as you can see, thresholds in there is marked not 24 degrees but 240, because as you can see, numbers between 20,000 minus 20,000 to 20,000. So he's able to work with these values. Because it is coming up as a decimal numbers, 240, we can do what we can do in here. We can create as you can see, we're only going to be seeing in our readouts, we want to see only the 2 values. So we're going to be maximum reading out 3 numbers. So you move 1 decimal from the back forward, and it will put a dot right here. It will be 24.0. So we're going to see that in a minute, how that looks on the screen. Once we've done that, set up basically these thresholds, we'll be able to edit, and I'll show that in a minute how that's done on the screen. But just for now, we put 24, and we go on at 24 degrees and go off at 22, or whichever way you want to work with. So I haven't done that, so then we put output. What do we want to put on? You can turn on all sorts of things from there on. For us, it's just going to be output. From there on, we choose the high, always on a signal. And we go down here. We want this message to be this screen. We're going to want to create our readout screen on our logo. So we just say message text, click on there, and it will come up as a B003 or whichever number is next in line. So and then double click on it, and this is where you can really start editing your stuff. And all the special functions you are doing in here, all these special functions, they will come up as a list in here. All you need to do is click on the one you want to work with. As you can see here, it shows on, off, gain, offset, and amplified. So basically actual temperature readout. As you can see, you can put all of these values on the screen. And because it's got a little pencil on here, it says those values can be edited. So what you need to, I'm only going to do one for you. So let's delete this one. So on. So you just click on the on, and then make sure that is in a position where you want to be, and then insert the brown, and they will move that in there. That's it. And then you can set all of this in the screen, and they will be all editable, which I can show in a minute how you can do it. So basically, you'll be able to have your own temperature controller. So from there on, what we're going to do, because a lot of you are not going to have a TD logo TD, so we're going to put on both. So both of them will display. As you can see, I added the line in here, so it's pretty much shortened my screen as well. So both, which means it's going to display on logo and on logo TD as well. So let's click OK for that. And from there on, because it's not going to be turned anyway, we can't leave the open end in here. We need to put a at least in my case, but in your case, whatever you find where you want to turn on when the screen comes on, you maybe want to turn something different on. For me, I'm just going to put open collector, so basically it does do nothing. So here we go. That's basic program. Hopefully that's giving you really good ideas, because this is a good startup for you. I believe this is a good start where you can really like, oh, that's what is what, and crack on with it. So let's pump this into the logo, because there's so much you can do with logo. It's crazy. I mean all the controllers you can do a lot, and then it's not just Siemens. It's just I just get passionate about this stuff because I like automation. So hence I'm talking like that. So that's in the controller. Let's jump back on the controller. Let's have a look how all that works now. There we go. As you can see, we have a readout on here, and we also have let's see if we can put that right next to each other. We have also readout right here. So both of them are now displaying the same values. The reason I did both because I wanted to show how you can edit those numbers in here. So there's a couple of ways you could do it. Let's first go through with this. As you can see, if I put my hand on a temperature probe in here, as you can see, temperature starts rising quite substantially. It's probably going to kick off my output. And there we go, my output just kicked on. So let's just quickly show you in here. Lamp came on because that's the thresholds we have set up. And as you can see, my belt is running as well. Just for the fun testing, why not? So let's put that in my glass of water and cool it down and shut the whole thing down. So that's pretty much where your temperature would be. So in here. So next, if you want to edit, there's a couple of ways to do it. We need to leave. You leave by downwards. I keep always forgetting which button is which. So then press escape, and as you can see down there, you get a logo selection and logo settings. Once you go in the logo settings, you enter it, and then you go in a program, and then you set parameters, because all these with the pencil on it, they are classed as parameters. And once you click on it, so you can see every single block, special function block I put in there, will be all listed in here. You can edit all the values to it. By clicking on it, you go, as you can see, it doesn't have a decimal point in it. It has a decimal point for the displaying, but doesn't have a decimal point in here. And if you enter it, as you can see down there, it shows a 00240. So if you want it 26 degrees, you will change that just to like that, and that will be 20. Let's change that to 24 now. Why not? And that's how you edit that one. So this will be for this way to do it. But if you are on actual screen, you can hold escape. Hold it for about, I don't know, about 3 seconds. As you can see, boom, the highlight popped up. Once the highlight pops up, it will go through all the, as you can see, if I go up, I can't edit actual temperature there, but it will highlight everything that it can be edited, and you can do exactly the same thing in here, changing it like that. So that's how you do the logo, and this is exactly the same way you would do the in here. You go in program, set parameters, temperature, and off you go. You can change everything in here. And the same way, if you go in here, close escape, and it will highlight the numbers like that. So pretty much the same as TDE screen. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your very own temperature controller. So now things will turn on, turn off as a normal standard temperature control. And that's a very, very basic, crude way to approach this more or less programming. Obviously, there is so much more you can do it. And we're going to later on in the next video explore our analog output card, where we can sort of make these two work with each other. So basically receiving a pressure from the tank and sending a 0 to 10 volts to our tank, and I mean to inverter drive to run the motor faster or slower. It's really, really cool stuff. So anyway, I'm getting ahead of me. So ladies and gentlemen, that will do for this video. Hopefully this is giving you some good ideas. What can you do, how you can get your RTD module work in your favor, and you are well on your way. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, if you like that video, please smash that like. Don't forget to subscribe if you do like and enjoy what we're doing here. Want to support us, definitely do so. And so yeah, so any questions and things like that, do ask them in the comment section below, and I'll answer them and as soon and as accurate as I possibly can. Other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.